General, this question is for you. A second ago, you were talking about how you were concerned about the age of the fleet. Is that correct? And then also you were talking about how China continues to steal our intellectual property. Is that correct as well? How do we stop that, General?
Well, the theft of intellectual property is something that probably goes beyond what I can comment on, but step one is realizing that it's happening and ensuring not only the prime contractors, but the subcontractors that develop our defense systems have the appropriate resiliency and hardening. The best way for us to counter China is to invest. The investments the Department of Defense has made for the last 20 years to fight the wars we've been in are not necessarily the investments that are going to make us successful against dealing with a peer competitor like China. And so it's important that we transform our investment to the areas that most concerns them, which is our ability to hold targets at risk in their homeland and our ability to deny them their objectives vis-a-vis Taiwan. And so we can deter them through punishment, and we can also deter them through denial. And that happens by investment in the department in the domains that are most critical facing a peer competitor, air and space.
Thank you, General. My next question is for Mr. Evanina. A moment ago, you were raving about the capabilities and dominance of the U.S. intelligence agency. I think that, probably everybody up here would agree how impressive our intelligence agencies are and have been over the years. My question for you, sir, is are you aware of the lack of trust in our intelligence agencies by U.S. citizens?
Congressman, yes, I am, and it's a concerning issue.
Yeah. And you're aware that there is a select committee on the weaponization of the federal government up here right now?
Yes, sir, I'm aware of that.
I represent some amazing people in Arizona, rural Arizona. They love this country, one of the most patriotic districts in Arizona. I myself am a Navy SEAL. I joined the Navy after 9/11, and I served for 13 years, and I love this country. And I want our intelligence agencies to be strong. I think they need to be strong for good reason. But I'm going to tell you right now, sir, when we read years after the fact that 50 former national intelligence folks, several heads of the CIA claimed that the Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation, only to find out years later what we all knew that it wasn't. That's alarming to a lot of Americans, and it makes us lose trust in our intelligence agencies. And for me, when I look at a guy like you that's done everything that you've done, as intelligent as you are, I know that's got to piss you off. If there were 50 former Navy SEALs out there lying to the American people, and I found out about it, that would piss me off because it undermines the community that I hold so dear. And I'm sure you probably have a very similar endearment to your community. Am I correct in assuming that?
You're correct, sir.
What do you think we do about that, sir? How do you think we regain the trust with the American people and our intelligence agency?
Congressman, I think you bring up a very valid point that not only reaches the current events of today with our intelligence and law enforcement community, but it also impacts the recruiting of future generations of women and men who want to serve in the U.S. government, intelligence, and military apparatus. And I think that is the core element. I think two things have to happen. Number one, there has to be complete transparency of things that happened in the past, but more importantly, with the great things that women and men are doing, we have to be more proactive in getting out to your district and other districts at the local level. And secondarily, there has to be some transparency of what's real and what's not real with the narrative reporting that we see in the media. And I think that's the obligation of law enforcement intelligence agencies to be forthwith of declassification and transparency of what's going on.
Real quick, Mr. Evanina, if it seemed like I was coming after you today, I apologize for that. It's nothing personal at all. I love this country, and I'm tired of losing faith and trust in the institutions and the organizations that as a little kid I had aspired to and I upheld. And I know I'm speaking for a lot of Americans when I say that, brother. Okay. Last question I have real quick is for Ms. Bingen. You said that war with China was not certain. Can you expound on that a little bit? And please tell us all how we can, in your opinion, how we can avoid war with China. Thank you.
Absolutely, Congressman. I want to say that the cause isn't lost, and there are things that we as a nation can proactively do. So, for example, continuing to invest in a strong defense, ensuring our forces are ready, is a signal and a deterrent. Making sure that we invest in resilient networks, so that if the CCP decides to launch an attack, it will have a less effect on our networks and our infrastructure. Superior technology. Former Secretary of Defense I worked for would always say, we never want to send our sons and daughters into a fair fight. With the technology theft happening, we are very much at risk of sending our sons and daughters into a fair fight. So superior technology and agility in terms of how we use that technology. And then ensuring that we have a network of allies and partners. This is a weakness that the CCP has that we have. And sir, with all of your service, you know that we fight in coalitions, and it's important to make sure that our allies are with us and partners are with us, and not with China.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notifications so every time I put out a video, you can know about it. It'll come up in your feed. Hit that like button if you liked it. And be positive. Peace.